Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? Oh! Okay. I'm gonna only touch on this briefly. Since it's not really my... I feel like it's not really my place to talk about it. But most of you probably are aware of the shenanigans. Shenanigans? Yeah, that's the right word. I think. Yes. Most of you are probably aware of the shit happening in the VTuber community. You know, most of you have probably seen like that shit, man, and oh boy. Oh, that's yeah. If you don't know, don't worry about it. It's completely you know, just look it up. I'm not gonna delve too much into it, and I always say this, okay? I always say this. I never talk about quote-unquote drama, right? This is not really drama. It's bigger than that, right? But people on the internet constantly dumb things down and just call it drama when it's not, but whatever. I'm getting ahead of myself. I always say this when I talk about sensitive topics. This music is not fitting. I always say this when I talk about any sensitive topic, because it's important. Don't speculate. I said this before when I was talking about another situation. Never speculate. I always say this. That's how you create misinformation online. And that's how you make things harder for like the victims and the people involved. You should never speculate. Okay? What you should do is listen to reliable sources of information and people involved. Okay? Even the people involved have said, don't listen to, like, you know, the drama channels. Don't listen to, you know, the people trying to milk it and just spreading misinformation, you know? There's already so much you don't want to contribute to that as well. So, like I always say this. Do not speculate. Listen to the people involved. You know, you don't want to add to the shit show, right? Don't want to make things worse for people who are already struggling. You know. So yeah. Speculating, not good, bad. I will always say this. I will always say this to you guys. Anyway. Yeah, I've seen about everything. I've read up everything. I'm aware of everything. And all I can say is just, you know, support the people involved. 𝗵𝗶𝘀 is such an inspiration, dude. I love 𝗵𝗶𝘀. So many VTubers will say that. So many people will say that 𝗵𝗶𝘀 is like one of their inspirations, and especially for chronically ill like VTubers like me, she's such a catalyst. Like she's such a really a beacon for a lot of people like me and like her, and yeah, she's amazing. And this is why I will always be an indie. I have never had any plans of joining a corpo ever. In my years of streaming, I have never ever considered joining a corpo, and that rings true still, and will always be true. I like being an indie. Ah! Thank you for the bits. Holy 7. But yeah, I will always be an indie. I've always, for one, when you're not an indie as well, when you join a corporation, you are under so many NDAs. You are having to censor yourself constantly. You know, yeah, there are perks to being in a corporation. Obviously, that's why people join. But for me, at least, the perks, the cons outweigh the pros. The cons outweigh the pros. For someone as well who's chronically ill, I don't think I could keep up with the demand of being in a corporation unless they were lenient with me. But I think they would only be lenient with me if I was a high earner for them, you know? Like, normally when you're in a corporation, you're expected, they have like, oh, you need to stream for these set hours. You basically lose a lot of freedom, right? You lose a lot of freedom, you lose a lot of flexibility. And, you know, there's always a catch as well. And they have like these really fucking shady, contracts. Lots of legal mumbo jumbo. And I just, honestly, it's not worth the headache. It's not worth the headache. I would never ever, like, even before I felt this way about a bunch of corpos. It's just VShojo took a lot of us by surprise because everyone always had praises about VShojo. So to learn that it was such a shithole is, you know, when a lot of us consider VShojo to be one of the better ones. Not perfect, obviously, but compared to like Hololive and Ninja, which are, ooh, you know, we're like, oh, it can't get much worse. They can't be, you know, worse than like some of Ninja Sanji, but no. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, no, I never had plans of joining an agency, and I never will. I never will. I've never had plans on it, and that will always be the case. I like being an indie. I like having my own freedom, and just not worth it to me. The stress, the hassle, fuck no. Seems to have shady contracts, but somehow that wasn't even the issue in this one. Oh no, the contracts were shady, Sky. I've seen a bunch of the VShojo like previous people that were part of the company came out and said how bad the contracts were and how like shitty they were. Yeah, no, they weren't good. Seems to be a common thing. I've been hearing, still sucks to hear about how they keep screwing over VTubers. Yeah. Public splits, NDAs. Yeah. Very, very just not good. They wanted like 60% of all merch sales and sponsorships and just a bunch of, yeah, not great. Not great. Hi, Falcon. I mean, how people not even in your spirit. Yep. Yeah, the whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is just... ugh. I mean, the only way the CEO will manage... The only way now VShojo will be able to pay back their talents, which they won't. They won't be able to pay back any of the money they owe because they've gone under. But, like... the only way that they could be able to pay back that money is if they stole from another fucking charity. That is the only way that they can pay back their talents with the money they owe. Because holy fuck, they are fucked. And rightfully so. Like, damn. Yeah, no, it's insane. Anyway. Where is it? Trying to find the... hold on. Hold on. Oh my god, where is it? Oh, maybe I need to... why can't I find the link, for God's sake? Oh, I got it. Is this it? Here. Consider donating. It already... How much have they raised so far? Holy... 1.2 million! Oh my god! Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's amazing. my god. Yeah, no. Good on 𝗵𝗵𝗶 for turning this around and making it a positive thing. You know, and managing to make as much light about the situation as she could, you know. Yeah, that really shows how inspiring she is. Truly. 'Cause that's so amazing. Don't fuck with the VTuber community, bro.